SNAP benefits are getting a big boost from the $1.9 trillion stimulus plan. Yahoo Finance's Cheung joins us to break it down. Brian, take me to school on this one.
Yeah, absolutely, Sabeel. Well, the new $1.9 trillion bill passed by the Biden administration includes $25 million to make technological improvements to the so-called SNAP program, and also extends the 15% higher increase that the Trump administration had put in place for this critical program to help families put food on the table during this time. But how exactly does that work? Well, I'll walk you through it in this week's episode of Yahoo U. Take a look.
Class is in session. Today we're talking about a critical program, food stamps. A lot has changed since it became a permanent standing program in 1964, but the idea is still the same: to provide low-income households with a way to supplement their food budget to get more nutrition and live healthier lives. SNAP itself stands for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, and it's run by the U.S. Department of Agriculture and distributed by the states. But not every household can get access to the program. You have to be eligible. The first test is monthly income. Broadly speaking, a household can't have gross monthly income above 130% the federal poverty level. The second test is a count of your resources. These would be assets that aren't your home, but held at the bank or cash on hand. The threshold for resources, $2,250. The third is a work requirement. Broadly, able-bodied adults without dependents have to work for at least 20 hours a week to get the benefits. Eligible users have funds loaded onto an electronic benefits transfer or EBT card, which they can use at SNAP retailers like your local supermarket. But you can't just buy anything at the store. For example, EBT funds cannot be used for alcohol or tobacco or hygiene items. In fact, EBT also can't be used for hot foods, even if from the supermarket counter. Still, almost 36 million Americans participated in the SNAP program in 2019, almost 11% of the entire US population. Notice, however, that the figure is down quite a lot from the peak of almost 48 million in 2013. These figures tend to track very closely with the amount of Americans in poverty. This is the same chart, but zoomed into the period 1995 to 2019. We can see that out of the Great Financial Crisis, the amount of people on SNAP, the blue line, grew faster than the amount of people in poverty, the orange line, and essentially equaled each other. That's why the program is called counter-cyclical, because by design, it's supposed to cover more people during the toughest times when people may have lost their jobs, but still have families to feed. And with the pandemic, more people may be turning to the over 50-year-old program for help, underscoring the importance of SNAP. And that's this week's Yahoo U. Class is dismissed.
And all that underscores, obviously, specifically in the context of this COVID-19 crisis, just how important that program is. But I hope you guys enjoyed me in that virtual set. I think it's always fun to be in there.
I enjoy you in the virtual set or in the real world, but answer this real world question for us. Did SNAP help during the pandemic? And how much has the government increased spending on SNAP so far?
Yeah, well, the numbers that I showed you, unfortunately, didn't include that because the way that the USDA calculates it, they like to have the year full totals. And it's still the beginning of 2021, so we don't have the numbers yet on how SNAP increased during 2020. But you can obviously imagine that the numbers that I showed you, which was about 36 million in the calendar year 2019, probably increased by magnitudes in the depths of this crisis. So when the U.S. Department of Agriculture does eventually release that data, we'll know not only how many people were part of SNAP, but also how much that cost the government. But as I mentioned, the Biden $1.9 trillion stimulus actually extends a lot of the provisions as part of SNAP, increase the amount of ceiling that's available for the program, which means that it really shows how much the government knows the SNAP program has helped, at least during the teeth of that pandemic.
That'll definitely be key. Cheung, thanks so much.